And here we are with audio. Good. I mean, I kind of tested it, but you never knew. Welcome. My name is Ike. This is Switzerland Played with the party news, the angry game news. We have a lot of news, a lot of game releases over the weekend. And I'm going to try to cover as much as possible what I thought was more important than other news in games. But I can't cover everything, otherwise it would be a 24-hour stream, and I'm not going to do that for news only so far. Maybe if I get money for it, who knows. How are you guys doing? How is your day so far? How was your weekend? My weekend was overall calm, despite watching some news. And I'm not talking about the stuff in Los Angeles. Seems to be a little shit show there, but maybe it's not nothing new there, really. We just see more of all that crap. And we see lies on everybody's side, actually, just like with those bricks being organized for the rioters and all that shit, right? It was found out later on that half of those news about bricks being put to places where the rioters are just to riot with the bricks were just construction sites, regular construction sites, and they abused that material for riots and all that shit. But that said, doesn't mean it's not happening. Nothing is happening. Like no riots are happening in Los Angeles, right? They are happening, but I always feel it's more behind it. It's more sinister than we all think. I think it's all planned in the sense of even this administration, many people still love for some reason. I was always skeptical about Trump, and I'm still going to keep skeptical about Trump. I think it is known what is happening. I think they're just using it. For example, National Guard all of a sudden involved in that whole issue. Yeah, I'm not very big fan of all that crap. I feel everything is a false flag. I feel everything is a false flag. And I go through that every couple of decades. Yeah, more probably like every 5 years or so. Connected to politics, as usual. But we are here for games, because in games, even in the game realm, we have politics involved, which is stupid, but it happens and you can't avoid it. But how about we try to spot like those cases and call them out for what they are, assholes. Leave the games alone. Shall we go with the news? Over the weekend, we had the Xbox Games Showcase 2025, and we got many releases. And this page, every link is down below, by the way, for every article I'm talking about. So if you want to go read it on your own pacing and in your own leisure, there you go. The links are all below. Just check them out. And this page, actually from Xbox, from Microsoft themselves, got everything you need to know. All the games which were shown, you have here in one picture, combined, consolidated, like nice and narrow. We're going to talk about a few of those. I want just to go through the titles here. The Outer Worlds 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I'm looking a little bit forward to Outer Worlds 2. Black Ops 7, Call of Duty, I'm zero interested. Next one, Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm pretty interested because I was a big fan of Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox, original Xbox. Played it through multiple times, even in the hardest difficulty, and it's still considered, I think, one of the hardest, most difficult games ever made. And 2, I bought it for Xbox 360. I bought 2. Never was really fan of it. Never finished it. 3, I completely skipped. 4, on the other hand, looks really interesting. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is like a remaster, remake with old stuff in it and new stuff, especially, of course, visually, and gameplay feels differently. Ahoy, Salty. Ahoy, Unfolding. By the way, ahoy, Arch My Junk and FP. Grounded 2. Very anticipated game by many, not by me. I never played the first one. If Beeps is around, yeah, he's gonna be super happy about that. He is super happy about that. I already know. Gears of War Reloaded. I played the first one. Don't care really. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. The Order of Giants. Haven't seen anything of that. Might be good. Might be super bad. Clockwork Revolution. No idea. High on Life 2. I don't care. The Blood of Dawnwalker. That might be an interesting title for me, especially because it's made by the director of The Witcher 3, and he left CD Projekt Red and started his new company, and this is his first game, and including blood, it's about vampires and shit. Looks good so far, like the CG trailers, but yeah, we have to be skeptical, all right? But it might be a good sign that he left CD Projekt Red and started his new own shit, right? Because The Witcher 3 actually probably the best game, in my opinion, for or by CD Projekt Red ever made. So I think it's in good hands. Keeper, I have no clue. We are not going to talk about all of those games, but about 3, 4 of them are in the news for me. The next one, for example, Resonance, a Plague Tale Legacy. I played the first 2 game. This is more a prequel than a sequel. It's about Sophia. We're going to talk about it. Elder Scroll Online, finally on the Xbox and all that, whatever. Don't care. You can't even use the name Negro in that game. You're going to get banned instantly. That's unforgivable. Gameplay wise, I loved actually the Elder Scrolls Online. Very old school MMO feeling, but if I want to call my character Negro, I should be allowed to. Fate's End, I have no idea. This is the next one is going to be beloved by many. Persona 4 Revival. It's a remake, remaster. Never played a Persona, so I don't care for it, but it is a franchise much beloved by many people. Age of Mythology Retold, Heavenly Spare. I think never played any of the Age of Mythology. Age of Empires, of course, but Age of Mythology, not sure. I don't think so. Mudang, I think it's kind of a Souls-like, Asian Souls-like thing. Don't remember. Invincible Versus is a beat 'em up. I've looked into it because I watched the show Invincible from the comics. Yeah, I can easily skip that. The next 2 ones are big news for Xbox players. Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 remake integrate. Never played the integrate. The first one I played because I'm big Final Fantasy 7 fan, and that's gonna be a big thing for many people. So the Final Fantasy series getting closer and more into the news of Xbox, into the field of Xbox, which is good in my opinion. It was long time very exclusive to Sony and the PlayStations, right? Then it came more and more to PC. Even Final Fantasy VII came on the PC later on. Big success, and it's good to see that good games get ported to the Xbox consoles. On the other hand, Xbox is not being remade. Like everything can be an Xbox in the future. It's not Microsoft is going to discontinue hardware making pretty much. So there's that. Sea of Thieves for all pirate fans. There you go. On the Xbox, the Sea of Thieves for you. Beast of Reincarnation. I have no idea. Fallout 67. I always thought that was already long for Xbox done, but there we are. Now you have it on Xbox. Aphelion, we're gonna talk a little bit about that. Solo leveling, Arise, Overdrive, no idea. I don't care. Planet of Lana is a leisure game with walking around, a little bit puzzle solving. I tried to play the first one on stream, but it broke and it didn't start up anymore. There we are. Super Meat Boy. I played the very first one, and it came a level that just annoyed me too much, and never touched it from there on. So, but it's a good game overall. So now we have it in 3D. There are no ghosts at the Grand. No idea. I'm just showing you the titles of the games. Anemo, no idea. Chronos, no idea. And I don't care for those so far. Like I said, we can't cover all of them. Beepster Ahoy. No, Neuro Ahoy. What do we have? A lot of good mornings and welcomings. Junk is non-binary. Junk is non-binary. Oh, you mean your junk? Oi, brew. Don't do that shit. Also, an Adocracy fan just popped in to say hi. Have too much shit to do today to hang low. That's fine. I'm just gonna talk. I think that my newscast show thing is actually to listen to it. Don't need to see it directly when I don't show trailers. So just to keep a little bit in touch with what is happening in the game, and a little bit of the show and movie world. So Ninja Gaiden 4 gets October release date snuck up on us. Yeah. And I want just to watch with you the trailer, because it looks just fucking nice. It looks just fucking nice. Just making sure that you got audio. Hi, Mike.
Watch your back, Yakumo. You're a wanted criminal now.
I'll kill the Dark Dragon.
So Team Ninja, the original makers of the first one on the Xbox, are making this one too. But they got in touch with Platinum Games.
Has its consequences.
I think it's way faster than the previous ones.
This is it.
We see a whole bunch of weapons.
For you. There's something I need your help with.
New weapons. It just gives me more the feeling of the original one, the fourth installment here. Visually, I mean, it looks good. It's nothing like too amazing, impressive. Like technology-wise, but it doesn't have to, as long as it's made well. Like the animation, the action, the movement, the weapon style. If you pre-order, you get some goodies and all that.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
Yeah. Fuck you, Game Pass. I don't care for Game Pass. But that's Xbox Showcase, so it's all about Game Pass, pretty much. But yeah, the logo is still very gay. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm not saying I'm gonna buy it right away, but I have the feeling it's connected more gameplay-wise, fun-wise, more to the first one. It's the team, but it isn't the original team. Yeah, I mean, that's the original. When did it came out? 2004-ish, 3? Of course, it's not the original team. Rarely you see those older companies with the same IPs having the same teams. That's a given. It's nothing too surprising for me, at least. But you have still people who were there, like in the transition, maybe some left and some new came in and got like hold of the ideas of the old guys and just carry that IP like hopefully faithfully into the new era. So it just looks good. I don't think anybody can deny it doesn't look good. You know what I mean? Story-wise, we have no idea. We're gonna find out, I assume, soon enough. And it was never really about the story too much, Ninja Gaiden. It was an interesting story overall, especially like the plot twist from the first one. So I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be everything fine. Jurassic World Evolution 3 revealed, includes baby dinosaurs, and launches this October. I just wanted to show this news because it is a very beloved building game. The first two games were very successful, and we got a 3 installment now with babies. That's all I can report to that. Ahoy, Godzilla! I'm an old school. I like the NS versions best. Never played the NS. Maybe I played. I don't remember them though. Maybe I played it. But I was a little bit obsessed with the first Xbox version, and I played it through and through. I don't remember it, but it was an interesting experience for sure. And it was like a title that pushed the Xbox, like hardware-wise and of course sales-wise. Many people were interested in the Xbox because of the new Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden brought us cutscenes. I don't think they were in any games before then. What? No. What do you mean there were no cutscenes in other games? Oh, you mean like in the NES version? Might very well be. On the other hand, Super Mario Bros. Had also cutscenes. Like when you go to the next room behind Bowser. That was a cutscene. Not very sophisticated, but it was one. I think every game might have had a cutscene. What came before Ninja Gaiden on NES or Double Dragon? I don't know the times when it came, but Double Dragon had also cutscenes. It might have been released before that. News for Dying Light fans and people. We get a new installment, a new Dying Light. The Beast launches in August and gets a new trailer. The interesting part in this one, I found that it was actually made as a DLC for Dying Light 2, but now we get like a standalone game. It costs you about $60, which is a nice price. I mean, it depends how long the game is and how much fun you can have with it, I guess. Dying Light the Beast will cost $59.99, though it will be free for owners of the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2 Stay Human. So if you own the Ultimate Edition, you're gonna save money and you're gonna get the game for free, which is nice. And for the rest, yeah, I hope it's gonna be at least 30 hours of enjoyment, 20 hours, 20 to 30 hours. If not, it's gonna be an expensive fucking outside DLC. But you're gonna be in the role of the original protagonist in the Dying Light 1, Crane. You have powers because you were infested, but not transformed yet and all that. I'm looking a little bit forward to it because I'm a big Dying Light 1 fan, especially because of the music. The music was a big part for me that made the game so much better. This 80s synth sound included. Loved it. Didn't like the Dying Light too much because you're constantly just running around and having like this infestation killing you slowly, and you have to keep an eye on that. I don't like stuff like that, but that's just me. Well, it was an arcade game first. Not the mini scene, like a movie in between each level. Arcade game first. Peter and I have been playing Dying Light 2. I mean, that's the point where the point where it shined a lot. Dying Light 2 co-op was the big selling point, and I think it was a good selling point. Many people had a lot of fun with that. Speaking of fun with people, GOG just showed us over this weekend now. They have this GOG mod section where they seem to be pushing and publishing the mods by the community. And that might be a good thing because Nexus mods seems to get more and more woke still. They don't care, I assume. So it is good that GOG might get into the mod business. Maybe they're gonna enable, like, for the community, for modders, a new modding space, and you can publish your mods there. So there you go. GOG made their first appearance with mods. So we have here Heroes of Might and Magic, some mods. Those are all free, by the way. If you own the original game, you just can download the mod. It's going to be integrated in the Galaxy launcher of your game, and it's going to be, I assume, everything fine. Vampires Masquerade, we have some mods. We have the Doom 3, Elder Scrolls Sky Oblivion. Never tried that, and it's going to come out soon in full. And Eternal, I have no idea. Fallout London, I've downloaded that, but never tried it. That was like almost 6 months ago or some shit. The Chronicles of Myrtana Arcalos. Yeah, I just wanted to point out GOG has now a mod section, and I hope it grows. I hope many people are going to get into that and publish their mods. And I hope GOG makes also like tools for it to publish it easier, maybe get verified and all that stuff, and to push the mods, man. Mods, community helping each other, maybe fixing stuff. That might be also a way for GOG to find like good, talented people for their team. Who knows? And Salmira, fuck off on Kick. I don't need your paid bot system there. Fuck off. Praise be GOG. Yeah. I guess Beepster liked mostly by GOG the gay days. The first 4 Pride Month on GOG days. Even this year. Anyway, I wanted to point that out, and I think it's a good thing GOG is pushing that. I don't know why I picked that, but I just found it interesting that Wu-Tang, Rise of the Deceiver. And it's about Wu-Tang, the clan, you know, the musicians, the rapper. It's been nearly 25 years since the legendary Wu-Tang clan start in their own video game, but the crew makes its grand return to the medium in the form of a new title, Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver, developed by Brass Lion. The game is a co-op third-person action RPG that sees players taking to the streets to battle enemies in a fantastical adventure. Perhaps more importantly, the game immerses Wu-Tang fans and newcomers in the mythology of one of hip-hop's greatest collectives. I was not. I've watched the trailer. We're not going to watch the trailer here. The link is down below, like I said, if you want to watch it yourself. I wanted to point out something else. Brass Lion was contacted for the job, and the project became a dream come true for the studio. Formed in 2019 with the mission statement of promoting Black culture and elevating artistic voices from marginalized groups. The team saw the interactive potential in Angel of Dust, which was supposed to be a movie, a film, and decided to adapt it in the rework elements into a new standalone adventure. Is rap really like part of Black culture? What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean? And there are like kind of conspiracy theories out there that black culture, rap in particular, was made up by the government to divert people even more and all that shit. Yeah, promoting black culture. Like in Reloaded, maybe? Is that promoting black culture? Stealing shit from museums? Well, they're not stealing from it. They're relooting, right? It's all nonsense. I just find it idiotic to phrase it like promoting black culture and elevating artistic voices from marginalized groups. Marginalized groups. Yeah, I don't think they learn ever, to be honest. But there you go. And the game didn't look like anything special. Just saying. A lot of people were hyped about this one. This next one. Wu-Tang, the clan. The clan? I would say mostly yes. Wu-Tang financially dollar bill, y'all. Oh yeah, I don't think Wu-Tang Clan themselves care about marginalized voices to promote them and shit. I think it's their IP, Wu-Tang Clan, Kang, Clan. Missing all the words up here. It's their brand, it's their IP, and if you can make money with it, why not? But it's not gonna be a big thing. I just found like this little piece of wording interesting there. No, they won't ever learn. Yeah. At the very least, the top of the music industry is 99% manufactured propped up phonies. That's normal. I mean, like movies, like games themselves. Of course, it's made up stuff, and to tell you what you should like and all that shit. It's nothing new really, but yeah, I just pointed out that phrasing there. I don't think Wu-Tang themselves are woke. Probably no. Like I said, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about black people and white people and who is marginalized. As long as some dollar come in, they give out a name. Why not? On the other hand, it's like an old collective, right? So they might get older and older, and the money doesn't flow that much in, and you get maybe into ideologies about your state of mind, like more into politics than into entertainment and all. So some of them might be very woke these days, but I don't pay attention to that shit. We have to pay attention to good shit. Maybe it's good shit. Not really, but I'm going to tell you why I think that. Microsoft partners with Asus for dedicated handheld Xbox device. Yeah. I don't know how to feel about this one. Microsoft announced during its showcase a new handheld device that is focused on Xbox. It's a new ROG Ally device that is being built in partnership with Asus. The device will let you play across your entire Xbox library, but it will also let you run other platforms like Steam, Battle.net, and GOG. The system will also launch with the much anticipated Hollow Knight Silksong. I never played Hollow Knight, and I don't know why people are so insane. Many people insane into this new upcoming Silksong thing. I mean, if it's fun, go for it. I don't care really, but it was never appealing to me. They make a big deal out of this new handheld console. I am not so sure if it's gonna be a big thing. Performance-wise, it has like roughly 4 or 5 times the higher performance than the Steam Deck, the highest Steam Deck version, which is pretty much only because of the storage, the highest version. Steam Deck has 16 gigabyte RAM. This one, the bigger version, the X version, got 24 gigabyte of RAM of memory in total, and you can have it with 1 terabyte of storage, which is not a lot these days, to be honest. And it's cheap, so why don't you get like 4 terabyte versions for the price of $800 US? So this this higher version with a bigger RAM and bigger storage costs you $800. The Steam Deck with the 1 terabyte version, the Steam Deck with 16 gigabyte RAM, and an OLED display with HDR. This one doesn't have HDR, so if you are into like high dynamic, you might have a worse time with this console. Cost you $650 ish, and you might get like a refurbished version for maybe for like $450, $500. I don't know. It has more performance, but is that for you a buying issue, a buying like attribute? Not for me. I always thought even the Steam Deck was like, meh. It's nice to have handheld performance games at your hands right there with a nice display. But is it worth $650? I never thought that, and this $800, it's gonna be even less worth for me at least. Display is higher refresh rate, 120 hertz. So it's gonna be a smoother. It's gonna look better because the display is also same size-ish, 77 inches big, something like that. But with 1080p resolution, so it's gonna be higher density, a little bit nicer looking as visuality, and the chip with it, which is CPU GPU combination, it's going to be, like I said, more higher performance. But the battery life is also like an issue. You get like with the X version up to 3 hours. They tell you, which is not a lot in my opinion. The Steam Deck has about up to 5-ish. It's more, and has the better looking display, OLED, higher vibrance and better colors because it's gonna be HDR. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be a success, and it's not the first handheld Asus makes. Lenovo has also one. It's running in the background, by the way, Windows 11 Home. So nothing too special, but they make it sound like it's something special, like natively running your library of Xbox games. Kind of natively. It looks nice, but is it worth $800? You tell me. Almost feels like a Steam Deck had a sex with a Switch. No, it's a Steam Deck having sex with only an Xbox controller. They will have to have very good games local to only hit their handheld. No, that's the thing. You can play pretty much everything with it because in the background it's just running Windows 11 Home. You can't install like all the apps and then refine the settings in the system because Windows 11 Home prevents a lot of features that you get with Windows 11 Pro. But other than that, I mean, it's gonna have like enough hacks and all that stuff to make run emulators and shit like that. So performance-wise, it's gonna be nice. But when you can run it only at maximum 3 hour-ish, not for me. Not for me. Wouldn't be bad for when you head to the toilet not for 800 though. I'm going to the toilet to do my business there and get the heck out of it as fast as possible. I don't need to go in the bathroom for hours. I don't even take my phone to the toilet, man. What the heck are you talking about? I never understood people who were reading on the toilet. You're just sitting there with a dirty ass the whole time. People are weird. But there you have it. New handheld. They may make it like it's a big deal. I don't think it's going to be a big success because Steam Deck is out there, and Steam Deck gives you kind of a more more support to it. So they try to make every game run on it in good performance and not having Windows connected to it. By the way, Lenovo is in the making of Steam Deck with a Linux completely also on some of their handhelds with the Steam OS to run all the games natively as possible. $800? No, thank you, man. Now, this game, Resonance, a Plague Tale Legacy. It's a prequel to the Plague Tale games 1 and 2. I love those. The second one got a little bit wokish. Strong female shit got stronger, and in this one it's gonna be even more stronger. We are playing here Sophia, which you see in the second game, which is this pirate lady. And I think it's worth we just check out the trailer together, just to get an idea about the whole scenario. I love Plague Tale. I played both games on my channel. You have them there. Go to my channel playlist. Follow the channel, by the way, if you haven't yet. Why not? So that's Sophia. And we are told that's how she gets into the second installment of this franchise. That she has seen shit before she met the protagonists in the second game. Democrat fail. Visually, I will admit it looks fine, absolutely gorgeous actually in my opinion. Which was a big deal in the first two games. Visually that was that one thing. Sophia unfortunately has no titties. But she's strong and independent who need no fucking man. Music, I like the music. Very mysterious. So we have no idea what she's witnessing there really. We just saw a quick fight from her. She's stabbing that one guy and we see an arena. How long this game is gonna be? No idea. I'm looking a little bit forward to it, but not too much. It feels like they tried again too many boss woman characters to be too important. I love the first two one. No, don't get me wrong. But that you got Sophia, it is pretty much just a side character in the second one actually. I would have loved if they made a prequel with where the powers came from and how they came to be. I mean, we learn a lot in the second one about the origin of the plague and of these powers. But yeah, I don't know. I hope it's gonna be at least gameplay wise nice. 1010 calling it. Well, you're gay. I shouldn't take your word for it, Beepster. Better news! Good news! Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake integrate coming to Xbox. It's gonna be a big deal. Gonna be a big deal and hopefully it's gonna sell. And I mean, I have mixed feeling about this one. Because I'm a big Final Fantasy 7 fan. The original one. I played it a lot. When you... just to tell you, just to like picture it to you, how much I played it. I got like in the game, in the original, you have materia and you level that up in your weapons or your equipment. And the higher level that materia is, the stronger your spells are going to be and all that, right? For example, if you max out parrying or defense or whatever it was, the character who has that equipped always going to defend the other characters, like going in between in an attack and all that, which is nice. So you can max out the materials completely and make like an insane powerful character out of it. And I managed to max out all the summoning materials, even the knights, knights of the round table thing. I maxed out like every material out, which is doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you know how to max out those things and how long it takes, it is a pretty big deal if you max out every material. And I made my party so strong that they're going to be revived automatically if the last one dies and heals up the rest of the party and all that. It was a fun game. So it's my favorite game ever, Final Fantasy VII. And I played the new remake, the first one. Remake Integrate is like the second part of the whole story. I like it, but it's absolutely not the same, in my opinion. They even changed like the story a little bit here and there, and it doesn't break like the whole overall telling. But it's not the same game, so it's absolutely a remake in the meaning of the word. It's not a remaster at all. So it is something new. Same characters, same places, but completely different feeling. It is completely 3D and all that. It is in real-time combat, not a round-based combat. So it's completely something different. I liked it. Integrate, haven't played it yet. And I don't know when I'm gonna play it. But it's very successful overall. Square Enix landed a hit here with the remakes. And now they want money from the Xbox gamers, which is a good idea, I think. Giving the opportunity to more people to get into the story. I have done that, Ike. Yeah, then you know it. Then you know you need to fucking invest time in that. Mastering every material. Getting all the ultimate weapons for every character. I played it a lot. Today's Xbox Games Showcase brought big news for anyone playing on Xbox platform who hasn't had yet a chance to try out the recent releases from Final Fantasy franchise. Both Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate and Final Fantasy XVI are arriving on Xbox. Nice. Isn't that nice? I hope it's going to have success. Despite Square Enix has become a little bit stupid the moment they sold for Deus Ex Machina, this in-game, I think it was just skill points shit. That was for me the point where I saw they are becoming a little bit stupid. But the game's still good, right? So, and I hope they have success. They haven't gone too woke yet, in my opinion. Haven't played 16 yet. The day will come sooner or later. So I hope every Xbox player is gonna have fun with it. Good news for you. Xbox is everything now. In other words, Xbox is nothing now. You're not too wrong there, Mike. You're not too fucking wrong there. Okay, we got to the main attraction of today's news. Today's news is going to be a little longer because I don't cover news on weekends, right? So it's going to be on Mondays, maybe like a half an hour-ish longer than usual. I tried to keep it on 1 hour shows all other days, which, speaking of them, every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., the angry game news. This is a big news. I think that might be the biggest news this year for most people. Resident Evil 9 officially unveiled coming February next year, February 2026. That is. And I have mixed feelings. What I like is that they go back to the original places, more or less. Like tie it in again to the originals, meaning we are in Raccoon City again. And we need to watch a trailer. We just need, it's a little bit longer trailer, but we need to watch it and to point out what people are a little bit concerned about it. That's what you see in the thumbnail, by the way. Is it just generic female character 2504? Who knows? Oh, let's take a look into the game.
Sir,
It's an FBI headquarters. We see a guy running around, almost running around. I have to point out right away the feeling, the visual feelings. I'm concerned a little bit with it. It gives me a little bit Resident Evil 6 vibes. Not a lot, but just how like clean and pristine looking it is. It gives me the first half of the trailer, like this Resident Evil 6 feeling. Like they tried to make it a little bit too movie, 2012-ish movie-like. I don't know how to feel about that. If you ever played Resident Evil 6, you might feel the same. Coming from Capcom, has also, of course, the style almost of Dead Rising.
My office.
Coming.
So Grace is seems to be like this character who works hard, but is overwhelmed with all the information. She tries to connect too many dots, maybe.
We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene. The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered.
She's getting flashbacks.
Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time.
Alicia Ashcraft. Ashcraft.
Grace.
I mean, it might be Ash and Ash that game.
What is this?
Stay close.
I think it's pretty safe to assume she is female. Why I say that is, we're gonna come to that in a second.
Searching for special one, the chosen one. Miss Ashcraft.
I mean, that shot was placed very nicely. Not gonna lie. This is Raccoon City.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
We see this crater, this Ground Zero there. Ground Zero. Just of people who tend to forget. Ground Zero is the name of the specific point where a nuke is exploding. Ground Zero is that point. And there are like theories out there, by the way, about 9/11 and the World Trade Center. Why is it called Ground Zero? Because that Ground Zero was always the point of the explosion of a nuke. And why were the buildings vaporized? But that's a different story. But we saw that Ground Zero crater there, which looks nice. We see the old police station, Raccoon City Police Station Department. We have small glimpses of a monster crawling around. Resident Evil Requiem, and the Q is the 9, so it's absolutely official. It's the 9th installment of the main franchise. I have mixed feelings. The style reminds me a little bit of Resident Evil 6-ish. I hope it's gonna be good though, because I like overall Resident Evil games. Besides 6, I placed on 6 only one campaign of one character. The other one just didn't want to play it anymore, really. I played all of them from 1 to 8. And some I like more than others. Maybe this one is going to be a beloved one. Who knows? Why I picked this as the main attraction of this news is on the social medias. So we being told that it was a controversy going on, that she is ugly. This main protagonist woman here, she's ugly, and she's very generic and all that. And we have a whole article who goes through all that controversies about regular looking game characters. Same face syndrome. Resident Evil fans have had enough of the woman all look like looking the same. Yeah, I mean, might be true. We have to wait for the gameplay. It's maybe hard for the game developer to make like outstanding characters. But on the other hand, we have to make her look a little bit like her mother, right? So you can't just make something completely different. And her mother was this blonde, almost white hair female. So what do you really expect? And she had kind of this face already. I think it's a stupid discussion, but some people are concerned about it, and it might be something to it that people are just tired of this same old looking faces. It's not Stellar Blade, but even those faces of Stellar Blade-like characters, it's just female, Asian female, busty chick, 2305, whatever, right? It's an asset. It's hard maybe to create characters to make it appealing, and you can't make it like big titty, super pretty agent. Might feel also awkward in such a game like Resident Evil. I don't know how to feel about all that. I hope only the gameplay is going to be nice, right? Other than that, this discussion seems to be like going nowhere. Yeah. How do you feel about that? And the thing, because I said like, it looks like it's going to be at least a female, because in Capcom terms these days, you also don't know really. Especially when you watched like what happened a year ago, almost a year ago. Capcom had no problems with that. They even embraced it, that shit. And we are in that month, so why not bring it back and just pointing it out? We had this old tweet here. When was it? Yeah, almost a year, a little bit longer than a year. No, 2 years now. Holy shit, time flies by. LGBTQ dropped into nerd communities like crack in black neighborhoods in the 80s. So this picture went around in the social medias. Not 2 years ago. It was more like last year. It popped up more. And Capcom had no problems with that. They embraced that shit. And I'm just skeptical of any company who embraces LGBTQ crap. like very fucking minorities that don't bring you any fucking money, that have no impact on your gameplay really. They usually are no coding guys. They usually have no talent beside dressing up as a female, like female masking, by the way, woman masking. You should fight against that shit, but many people thought like, yeah, drag queens are fine. They're just funny guys who go in dresses. No, I never thought that. I always found that absolutely stupid gay. And I don't care what you think about it, but it is, in my opinion, disgusting. And if you have not ever spoken against that shit and just, yeah, it's all right. They're not gonna be involved in anything of us. If you just give them to the little finger, like with everything in life, pretty much, and they getting that little finger, they're gonna pull on it and try to get more. And we are now in an age, despite all the news about woke is over. No, it is not. It is absolutely not. Just because Trump signed off an order that in government this tranny stuff is not allowed anymore that much, doesn't mean jack shit really. It just means like the government can't enforce that ideology on you like it was able to, like in the military, for example, and all that shit. But the rest of society, the rest of companies, they just renamed their crap, their DEI shit, and still pushing it in the back end, because it's one of the 2030 agenda. You know, it's not gonna go just away just because we feel right now, and not so many news are out there about LGBTQ crap. As long as the companies don't change, like with Xbox, the Xbox logo on YouTube and every video they publish, you see the same rainbow color crap out there. So companies have not really changed. They just don't show it to you directly that much. In the back end, you still have fucking diversity hires and all that nonsense, which will bring us to a downfall as a race, humanity. And I mean the downfall as a whole race, meaning blacks, Hispanics, Indians, whoever, whites, doesn't matter. Chinese, Indians, again, those other Indians, here in Asia, those Indians. If you don't speak against that shit, like on social media, if you don't point with the finger on it and just keep silent, it's not going to get better. That's all I can say. And just to discuss you guys, just to make you maybe puke, here's the original shit. Those other Indians, yes. Welcome to Capcom. I'm a fucking fag! Yay!
We're gamer girls.
I mean, they can dress how they want. If they are adults, you can dress up as a woman. Okay. The thing is, these guys, these fags, expect from the rest of society to embrace them, to cheer for them. Yeah, go queen! And shit like that. What you are doing is just putting like a fucking ton of makeup on your face. Not even shaving, which is the most retarded shit out there. Not shaving, getting fucking fake tits here, and pretending to be a woman. Woman pretender.
Once upon a time had a joystick.
Once upon a time, had a joystick.
There.
It was a joystick for other fags.
Well, it's heavier than it looks.
Well, look at this. Hi, everybody. I'm at Capcom headquarters, and I found a little blueberry.
That is, by the way, more disgusting than you might think. That's an adult, a male adult who pretends to be a woman, goes to Rockman, Mega Man, which is it's an android. It's not a human being. Fine, I guess we can agree on that. But it's made by Dr. Light as a boy, as a smaller, not smaller, but maybe like a teenager. I don't remember the age range really. What he concepted that machine, but it's supposed to be a boy. So if a tranny, it's not even a tranny. Yes, he is junk still. If just a fag, woman pretender fag, comes to upon a statue of a boy, which is pretty much a boy, Rockman, and calls it Blueberry. What does that tell you?
My boyfriend. Hold it.
What are you pointing at?
Girl, we are leaving the Capcom headquarters in San Francisco.
We mopped it.
It got bags and stuff. Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell
They're gonna
anybody.
ask for it back.
I ask for a sanity back, not keep your shitty Capcom back. I want sanity. Sanity I want back. Cocksuckers. Yeah. So I don't know how to feel about Capcom these days either. I hope the game is gonna be fine. Visually looks weird. Gives me, like I said, Resident Evil 6 vibes. Hopefully it's gonna be good. More horror. What a world we're living in. What a fucking fag world we're living in. Anyhow, Sonic Racing Cross World pre-orders are live on console and PC. So I saw this news and I found like, okay, I like competition for in the racing department, in the kart department. But then I saw like the prices. I'm not thinking they're gonna have a lot of success. As announced at the June 6th, 2024 Summer Game Fest presentation, Sonic Racing Crossworld launches on PS5, PS4, Switch, Xbox, and PC on September 25th. The arcade racing game will feature cross-platform online multiplayer and a roster of 23 characters from not just Sonic, but several other franchises as well, like Persona, Like a Dragon, Minecraft, and more. Pre-orders for the game are available now at multiple retailers, with physical editions available for $16 on Switch or $17 on PlayStation and Xbox. I wonder what the PC version, how much that will cost. Probably around 6-ish. No prices here. There's also a digital deluxe edition that includes a season pass and other extras. Plus, each version offers its own bonuses for pre-ordering. Oh, don't we have the video? I thought we had the video here. No. I have the All-Stars, Sonic All-Stars card, whatever, on Steam, which was released, what, 2008-ish, 2009-ish, something like that. Not too new. What I found a little bit weird is that don't release it on Switch 2. Why is that? Wouldn't it be a little bit better if you release it also on Switch 2? You shouldn't have too much troubles for the porting on the Switch 2. Why is it not also on the Switch 2? Why releasing it on a older console for that price in particular? That will not be selling a lot more in our countries, really. I don't think anybody's gonna go like, oh yeah, the Switch 2 is out. Let's not save a little bit money to get the Switch 2. We'll be able sooner or later to play all the Switch One games, right? Let's buy an older Switch one. Oh, let's buy an older. Why they released it only on Switch one? Only they know. But competition overall, I liked competition overall. Maybe I just actually, because of this news, installed the All-Star version. The old one, the first one. Was it the first one? Or was another one in between? Not sure. I installed it on my Steam again. Let's take a look-see. I remember it was looking nice, but it didn't. I think it didn't play that well though. I want this game. It might be a very fun party game for sure. I'm just questioning the release platforms. That's all. All right, I got meetings. Okay, Mike, have a good one. Don't forget the likes. That might help the videos and the gaming news department on Rumble. I want to get big. Maybe have like a co fucking moderator. You know, that would be nice. If somebody had time and fun and knows how to read, not like me. News and shit. That in the future. Who knows? That's the second week I'm doing this. The second week of the Angry Game News. Leave a like, follow the channel, give me your money, make it big, make it more fun. The more people in the chat, the funnier I think it's gonna be, and gives me more motivates me to give it more time into this whole presentations stuff of news. Did you see the pre-built computer inside a video card? Cherry Trees RTX 5026 needs to motherboard house train. What? RTX 502017? No, I didn't see that. I can't say I've seen that. Sounds weird. Back to real news, Godzilla. Back to real news. Game journalists tell us what news are. Gamers Nexus showing it. Okay, if I don't forget, I'm gonna check Gamers Nexus. I haven't checked Gamers Nexus now for 4 or 5 months. Where was I? Xbox games have started appearing on the Xbox app on PC, and no one knows why. I know why. Because everything is an Xbox these days. And that was planned all along, and another little leak or leakish style by Microsoft. So it's not super surprising to me. They just showed like some games on the Xbox app on PC. That more Xbox games are being released and playable for the whole system. Because everything is an Xbox. Your wiener is an Xbox if it would have some kind of a chip on display. Your wiener is going to be an Xbox. So I'm not surprised about this news, and I guess it's good. It's good news for gamers, especially for PC gamers. You're gonna get once exclusives now for your PC. Not for me because I don't care. I installed this system completely anew over the weekend. I installed mostly of my apps back on it. I can video cut. I can edit photos. I haven't installed my Office crap yet, really. But one of the first thing I did after installing Windows was uninstalling everything Xbox related. I really don't want that crap anymore on my systems. They are just bloating my systems, and every little shit, they need an app for it, and an app in an app, in Inception crap by Microsoft. Why can't you make it just like Steam? Because of all those apps you need to install to make it work a game, you need to install like the game bar, like the feedback hub, like the verifier and all that. Those are all separated apps, and the game store is included. When you install the Xbox app itself, in the settings, you get like a list, what you have missing, and it's like 5 apps you need to install in addition to make everything work according to Microsoft, which is nonsense. I hate that shit. Our John Thunder on YouTube there. It's just annoying. Why can't you make it work just like with Steam? Valve can do it with Steam. It's one app. I have to open just one app in my firewall, and if I want to see like the browser stuff in the app, I have to open another app, and it's clearly named like that. Steam Browser Helper. Just unlock that for internet connection, for the internet connection, and you're good to go with Steam, and you have everything connected. You can download, you can communicate over it with via voice. It has a chat included. So don't tell me it's not gonna work if you make one app for everything. Instead, you need to install all kinds of app to make it work in the first place. Makes no sense to me, and Steam shows you're a liar at that point. So that's why I'm not installing Xbox ever again, on this machine at least. And yeah, now we're getting on that app shown games that were once only on Xbox, which is, I think that's good news. Makes me angry how they are using their app, and how way worse it's designed overall than Steam. But it is what it is. The good part is we get more games for PC gamers. How about that, huh? A schlong with a chip is a joystick. Your wiener is a joystick, yes. That's what I said. PlayStation hack suspect profiled in new Max docu-series. I find that super interesting. That's why I'm going to read the whole article. It's not super long. In 2014, a hacking group known as Lizard Squad claimed credit for bringing down PlayStation Network and Xbox Live on Christmas. Over a decade later, one of Lizard Squad's hackers, Julius Kivimaki, it's a Finnish name, is subject of Mac's upcoming 4-part documentary series, Most Wanted Teen Hacker. Kivimaki himself is one of the interview subjects in the first trailer below, although he seems less than remorseful about the crimes for which he is accused. I remember like the very first, I don't think that hacker group was involved in the very first PlayStation Network hack back then. But I remember Sony didn't want to tell like their customers at fucking all. They admitted later on, oh yeah, we were by the way hacked, and oh yeah, some of our data was plain, was not encrypted. So your email, some of credit card information, all that stuff was leaked too out there. So nah. Sony was very, very silent about the very first big hack, which came, I think, right after Sony announced and upgraded the firmware of PlayStation 3 that made it unable to load the Linux version, the PlayStation Linux version on it anymore. So the hack came right after that, just to show that many people, especially Linux people, seem to be very, very pissed about Sony's decision just to fuck over all kinds of people. Because many bought the PlayStation 3 for research, because it had a very powerful CPU, and with a different operating system, you can utilize like all the cores and the sub-cores, which the PlayStation 3 was known for. The cell CPU, GPU had like this insane performance with interesting instruction to utilize a lot of power, even today, if you would know how the CPU really works, you can get a lot of power out of it, a lot of performance out of it. But many people were pissed after that, and it was never confirmed that it was connected to each other, but it came right after that announcement and that firmware upgrade to pretty much break the PS3 for everybody who didn't use it as a PlayStation gaming console. So yeah, I don't know if Lizard Squad was involved in the first hack. Lizard Squad was a black hat hacking group who were hacked themselves when they sold the hacking tool to other users. Two of the collective's members were arrested in 2016 for the Christmas, XBL, and PSN attacks. However, the focus on this series is largely on Kivimaki, who has renamed himself Alexanderi Kivimaki for his alleged cybercriminal activities since he was 15 years old and living in Finland. The trailer touches upon some of the crimes that Kivimaki is said to have committed, including hacking Elon Musk, swatting the home of an FBI agent's family, and making a bomb threat to a plane that had Sony Online Entertainment president John Smedley as a passenger. So this guy was, as a teenager, a big ass rebel right there. I don't have a big issue about that, but swatting FBI agent's family, that's a fucked up move. And people who know me a little bit know I don't give a shit about the fads. I think pretty much every fad these days might be very, very gay. But swatting an FBI agent's family just because he's an FBI agent, that's a really fucked up reason to swat anybody. Really. I mean, he was 15, sure, but come on, dude. And making a bomb threat, yeah, so he didn't really like Sony, especially Sony Online Entertainment, huh? Weird. Because Kivimaki was a teenager when he was convicted of over 50,000 cyber crimes. Yeah, I don't know if you can count like every account connected to your main crime is a cyber crime by itself. That seems a little bit an overreach. He initially escaped serving time in prison. That changed in 2024 when he was convicted of leaking finished therapy records and sentenced to 6 years in prison. Why are you being such a bitch? I mean, he might have like this old school hacker mentality, meaning it's gonna hurt a lot of people. It's gonna hurt me probably when I get caught, but I show you that you are doing a bad job with not securing certain things. He might be one of those kinds. And we might find out how he ticks, how he is as a character in these mini documentaries. Most Wanted Teen Hacker, which will be launched in September. I found that news very interesting. I love stuff like that. And hopefully I'm going to get hold of it quick when it's going to be released in September on Max. I don't own Max, but I have my ways to get to my stuff. Swatting should result in instant prison. It is attempted murder, essentially. Nah, that's a wrong statement. It is only attempted murder when, like, the swatting team has the intent of going into with the swatting to murder. You know what I mean? So if the swatting team was bad in the first place, it's not the attempted murder really, because it's the swatting team's fault too, or mainly actually. Don't give too much fucking weight to the swatters there. And they should, like, those entities, those federal agencies should do a better job. Like, why we should go swatting? Oh, this guy made a suicide attempt. Yeah, we need to go swat it because we have a lot of cases of those. Oh, that guy is going to commit suicide. Go send a troop there. We have such cases. We absolutely had such cases in the past. So you as an agency, you better fucking do your job. Like, check out what really is happening. Why you going swatting in the first place? You don't go just swatting just because of an anonymous tip. Oh, it's a meth lab. People are being tortured right now, right there. Don't question anything. Just go in with your weapons drawn and pointing at people. I'm just saying, man. The swatting teams need to do way better jobs. I'm not going along with attempting murder. Maybe for the swatters themselves, not for those who initialized the swatting with anonymous tips. It's June, though. Godzilla, it's June, so we are still in the gay month here. For some reason, we are still in the gay month. Life is Strange Dev's next game is a sci-fi adventure where you play as a lost astronaut. I'm not gonna read that shit, I just want to show you a little bit of the trailer here. Visually, it looks fine. The same studio made like Life is Strange. Visually, it was always pretty nice, actually. Gameplay and story-wise, and the message behind it, it's a different story, though. And we get now another different story.
Mayday! Hold on to mission control, we're falling!
We have black female astronaut.
The ship's breaking apart. There's no time.
She's crashing on the planet. And let's just see some, hopefully, maybe gameplay. They're using very impactful music to show the greatness of the world and how strong she is. Like I said, visually it looks absolutely fine. And it's absolutely for people who want to be seen, right? Because Life is Strange was made for exactly those people in mind. Queers and gays.
Thomas, wherever you are, I'll
feel
find
you. They give us a little bit more. So we can assume this guy is Thomas. And he has found something he might have not wanted to find. Might be a good game. I don't know. A game in collaboration with the European Space Agency. And Europe has a lot of gayness. They're spending money, like government funds. I guess for this game a little bit. Might be a good game though. I don't know. It doesn't look too bad. I just usually don't feel like there was a need for black strong female finding Thomas. But that's just me. I'm not being seen in this game. Or was I Thomas? Am I Thomas? You might be able to play as Thomas. You might be to play like two campaigns. Kind of like Resident Evil 2, right? Changing from Leon to Claire. And having like different paths and all that. Who knows? I just don't understand some decisions. Wakandan music. No, I don't know. Where was this music super famous with? It was a different movie. I'm so sick of this shit. I will never play any game that has female lead in it anymore. So no Resident Evil 9 for you? No Resident Evil 9 for you? Not even trying? I mean, I'm not blaming you. You might miss, though, on games, because some games just... Some stories have female leads. The world is not exclusively male-dominated. You have to not forget that. Not forget that we are half on this planet. How about this news? That might be something for you, Godzilla. Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition coming this summer. It's been nearly 2 decades since Neverwinter Nights 2 was released, but the classic RPG from 2006 is getting a comeback. Aspyr has revealed the Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition is heading to consoles and PC this summer. And the new remaster already has a trailer. So you get like a little bit upgraded mechanics. Controller is being able to be used in this game, in this enhanced version. And it's going to be released on PS5, PC, Switch. Why not on Switch 2 again? I don't know. Xbox and GOG. The platform GOG has also the chance to get it on sale there. Isn't that nice? So like the gameplay is updated. It feels a little bit better in today's time. The hardware is tuned to it and all that. Controller, like I said. I didn't saw that it was audio updated, like maybe upgraded audio quality and all that, but like visually they made it like a little bit more appealing and more for today's hardware and time. It should run like super smooth and all that. I played Neverwinter Nights, the first one, long ago in 2002, maybe. It was not my game. I haven't played it through, let's put it that way, but it has its fans, so that might be something for you, Godzilla. Dungeons & Dragons Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition. And there was, what was that little section? You can get it, the first one too, in a combo sales. I think when you pre-order this one, something like that. Go check it out. Just go check it out. If you're into Dungeons and Dragons, especially Neverwinter Nights, I think that's perfect news for you this summer. Jeff Keighley can't help himself. Pours gasoline on the memes as he unveils a real-time boxing game starring puppets. You guys all know I love my puppets. Keighley, I think he's an old gay guy, older now, a game journalist. Has lost a lot of credits with some appearance in some game shows and game events. But I will fucking admit when I see something for me interesting. If that shit will load, that is. We need to. I think it's just funny. I think it's just funny. Like this game, how it looks.
Fuzzy, the tournament of 1,000,000 punches, you'll get yourself killed!
You get yourself killed! Like playing with those puppets.
Show me what you got.
It looks so fucking silly. It might be fun.
We gotta transform. Why are you even here?
He is here to fucking win. He needs the money for his family. Or some shit.
Fuzzy, overdone!
Attaboy. Attaboy.
There, that boy.
Eat bread, grab burnt toast, carb load. This main ain't gonna be
So we see all those kinds of mini games it seems. Unclogging the toilet, avoiding brats thrown at you. And then this weird fighting. It might be fun. Might be fun. No matter if it comes from Keighley or not. Might be fun. Depends, of course, on the price. We have no prices here. Mentions. If it's gonna be maybe like, I don't know, a 5-hour-ish game for $20, something like that, because it doesn't look like it has a lot of content in it. With those mini games, you might be over in a few hours. So it better be like cheap at least, to have a few hours of good fun. I just found it very interesting looking. I find this one very, very fucking interesting looking. I don't know how many of you have seen the trailer of the new Frankenstein. Netflix Frankenstein movie. But it looks fucking amazing. And the reason why it looks so fantastic and so visually appealing is because Guillermo del Toro is responsible for that. So I wanted to point it out what he said about his lifetime project here. When venturing into Mary Shelley's beloved horror classic about man playing God, it's safe to say that things will get a little messy. It makes perfect sense that then why the new Netflix adaptation of Frankenstein from Guillermo del Toro is receiving a hard R rating. There is no hard R rating because we are not getting the word nigger, which is associated to hard R. I don't know why you as a journalist need to push this narrative, a hard R rating. It's just rated R. Due to the story being inevitable, filled with blood, brutality, and body parts being stitched together in a questionable manner. Yeah, that's the thing about this story. It is all questionable. Good pointing. Wow. The incredible trailer for the upcoming movie was released last week and displayed the Del Toro at the top of his creature feature making game. What a stupid phrasing, at least for my tongue. All that was missing was hearing Oscar Isaac as this iteration's Victor von Frankenstein proclaiming, "It's alive!" Like in the older black and white movies, pretty much. That it in this case being Jacob Elordi, and with be golden. Well, you can't have everything, right? No. As for the new rating for the film, well, it's been marked with the affirmation certificate thanks to bloody violence and grisly images, according to the MPA, which, quite frankly, gets us even more excited. There's also the fact that the film is bursting with the undeniable love and passion that the film's director has been waiting to unleash since childhood. Speaking at Tudum event last week, the Oscar-winning filmmaker said, "This is for me the culmination of a journey that has occupied most of my life. I first read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein as a kid and saw Boris Karloff in what became for me an almost religious state. Monsters have become my personal belief system. Joining him in accomplishing this dream, along with Isaac and Elordi, are Mia Goth, Christoph Waltz, Felix Kammerer, Lars Mikkelsen, David Bradley, Christian Convery, Ralph Ineson, and Charles Dance." Here we have to wait till November, and here's the link for the trailer. So if you go down below in the video description, all the links for every article I'm talking about, you can go to the trailer. It just looks really fucking good visually. Story-wise, I mean, everybody, I assume, knows pretty much how the story will go. But since Guillermo del Toro is like this high quality horror expert visually, I expect this movie is gonna be a big success for Netflix. Is it gonna make Netflix any money? Probably not, but it's gonna keep people entertained, I assume, and keep them still paying for their subscription. I'm looking forward to this movie. Like I said, the trailer looks really, really good. Pan's Labyrinth fucks with my head every time I think of it. I didn't. I mean, I saw the movie, but a coworker back then was super impressed by it. It's visually super interesting, but story-wise, I found it very meh. Visually, yeah, it can get very creepy at times. I agree. I won't watch unless Frankenstein is a tranny. Oh, now you want the tranny shit. You also never can make up your mind, can you, Godzilla? I mean, it's a dead human, so maybe it has some female parts. We will never know. We will never know. Thank you, Neuro. News that might be good, might be bad. I don't think it's gonna be nice for us. The Expanse! Osiris Reborn is basically Mass Effect Expanse Edition. A little bit about the Expanse. I talked it briefly, I think, last week. The show. Never read the books. I rarely read like sci-fi books or fantasy novels or any kind of that. The only books I ever read were the Warcraft books, the very first official Warcraft books. Great books, but yeah, after that, still never touched any fantasy books. Not even in German, nothing. So I never read the books, Expanse books. But the show I liked, it was for me like seeing the first 2 seasons. Heck yeah, that looks like 2001, A Space Odyssey, the show. It has this proton molecule, right? Which is from a civilization billion of years ahead of everything else. And it can change everything because it's so advanced that they made like this molecule can change materia, can revive pretty much people too, and then store memory and all that to an extent nobody can imagine really. So it had like this element, just like in a Space Odyssey. You have those cube-like doors or whatever you want to call them really, that changes the course of humanity. It just appears on planet Earth and on the moon, of course, and the apes touch it and get like a fucking evolution kicking off like never before seen. So I had like this feeling with the show, so I really liked it. But then Amazon bought it up, and from then on, it became like a mess. Way too much politics, too much fucking messaging, way too much fucking ideologies and fighting. They fought the whole time over the proton molecule. Who has like the saying about this proton molecule, about this thing that can change everything, right? But it got like into a state where it didn't move on up to season 6-ish, which is just like a split up on season 5 actually. And where's the rest? Where's the rest of the story? We are now on a cliffhanger that was 2021-ish or some shit, 22-ish, the last episode. And no mentioning if it's gonna be season 7 or more. I haven't even seen if it got cancelled, really, to be honest. I haven't checked that out, but yeah, nothing is happening. So I don't see why you would need to have now the game going on, which is supposedly from one book only. And I've seen the trailer. All I can say about this news is it looks like it's a Mass Effect type-ish game, third-person shooter-ish, action-like. After Mass Effect 3, I didn't touch Andromeda though. Has anybody asked about for this game? I don't think so, to be honest. But here we are. It's going to be made, and it gives you the feeling of Mass Effect Expanse Edition. The true Frankenschweine. Schweine? I really like the Expanse show. Season 5 went a bit off the rails, but otherwise pretty good. Well, you have not paid attention. Like I said, as soon as Amazon bought it up, oh, ouch my junk. Down the hill, man. Down the hill. Down the fucking hill. Less down the hill, maybe. Titan Quest 2 news. Titan Quest 2 is Diablo 4 for fans of Greek mythology, and with its early access launch coming soon, it's one to watch. Nemesis is wreaking havoc in Titan Quest 2, but at least you won't have to contend with microtransactions. So the makers have assured us that Titan Quest 2 will not have microtransactions. It might be their plan not to have anything of that kind, but I am pretty sure it's going to happen. Sooner or later, they're going to make some microtransaction in some kind of form. Maybe only cosmetical stuff, but I don't think they're just going to leave out some money out there, you know, when you can have the ability. And I have not been able to confirm if it's going to be a game that has like John Thunder's beloved Path of Exile 2, all-time online connection requirements. It might have, it might not, who knows. If it has, I am zero interested, but it's good to hear that they don't have plans for microtransactions so far. They might go the route of Titan Quest, the first installment, which was the very first version, 2006 released. And they just made like DLCs to be paid, and otherwise you just can play and keep playing as long as you want. Don't even need to be online, because you can get the GOG Titan Quest version and just play by yourself offline all day long with all the released DLCs there too to buy. So let's see how that goes for Titan Quest 2, but I think that's great fucking news. No microtransactions so far. Let's see how that goes. Huh? Man, I'm going along today. Way too long, but yeah, whatever. Where's Haste? Where's Haste? We need Haste here, because that's pretty much a news for him, maybe. The MMO icons behind EVE Online are lifting the lid on their upcoming sci-fi survival MMO. Following the success of its recent community event, sci-fi survival MMO EVE Frontier is opening its doors by lifting the content restrictions early players have been under so far, so they can show off what they've been busy creating, which is nice. So now we're gonna see this coming week, I assume, a lot of content on YouTube about the game of early players here. I never played EVE Online. I think I got it at one point, but never logged in. But it is beloved. It's a beloved so far, made into a franchise now, and we have EVE Frontier. Anybody of you played EVE Online? Have a great stream. Okay, John. Have a good one. Basement is flooded. Sounds like really fun. Flooded basements. Sounds like amazing fun. Fucking Fantastic Four news. I mean, it is good news, but also depressing news that we have to point that out. Or the makers has to point it out. Fantastic Four director is evoking 2001: A Space Odyssey with 14-foot miniatures and depending less and less on green screen. A lot of our inspiration is what Stanley Kubrick did in the 60s. So the director is talking about what he has in mind. So he firstly told us he have read like 6 decades of Fantastic Four comics to get like the feel what the Fantastic Four are about. I don't think it's about Sue Storm being the leader, but I mean he has read those comics, right? So he knows better. He might know better, but don't care too. Who knows? Or Eden. He might know a lot better than many now comic fans actually, but he still seems not to give a shit and makes Sue Storm first the leader of the Fantastic Four themselves, and she is supposedly also UN, the United Nations secretary, or some shit like big leader lady. Super. She is smarter than almost Reed himself here, which is supposed to be the smartest man alive, by the way. That's a saying. So the director tells us that he has that in mind and he wants practical effects pretty much, and that's why he made this 14-foot miniature of the vehicle by the team to film the vehicle, you know, which is cool. All the practical effects. He wants to get more away from green and blue screens because he thinks the audience is going to have a better feeling for what is real and what not. And when the audience sees like miniatures, it is not real in the sense of a big ass real spaceship or some shit like that, right? But it's still physical. It is still made and recorded, filmed it as a real physical object. And the viewer, I think he's not wrong on that. The viewer will have the feeling of there is something there. They might feel more for the environment and all that stuff. So I'm still skeptical. I don't think this movie is going to have a lot of success given what we have as actors and what we found out last week pretty much, that Sue Storm is going to be the leader of the Fantastic Four. I think that's a bad decision or in any sense, but yeah, there we are. At least he's trying to appeal visually to the audiences, and he might win the audience, the viewer, or with that approach, get tickets to the people. Well, there we are. Went a little bit over what I wanted, about almost 20 minutes over it. A lot of news over the weekend. I mean, it is not like every weekend is going to be like that. We had those two bigger showcases with a lot of game news releases and all that shit. So it's not easy to condense all those news. We have like 40 game releases announced and then shown over the last 3 days since my last news, and I can't cover all of them. I could, but it would be just lame and boring, I think. I could have covered maybe the Xbox showcase yesterday, but why bother? Why bother on a weekend when others are being featured by Rumble? Huh? Fused to talk about the showcase, and he was featured. But you could make it more interesting, I think, if you pick out certain stuff. Because, like, watching it, a showcase that is streamed on another platform, just watching it together here, seems a little bit easygoing, too easygoing. So I make my life harder by reading everything up 2 days later. Speaking of harder life, follow my channel, leave a thumbs up, let the channel grow, and hopefully we get a better community. Not better, bigger, because I have the greatest community. Oh, there is Haste. You just missed like maybe a news that is for you. the Eve Frontier news. Yeah, and I want to make it like bigger and more entertaining and hopefully more informative for everybody by condensing what I consider good news or enraging news. That said, I hope you who watched it enjoyed it, and hopefully we're going to meet us again tomorrow, 10 a.m. Monday through Friday here on this channel. My name is Ike. This is Switzerland Play It with the Angry Game News. Taggen! Taggen! Sounds kind of funny. Taggen. And every day, 10 a.m., I hope you will be here and talk, use the chat. Spread the information, maybe repost, maybe that helps others to find me, whatever. And point out if I do something wrong or say something wrong. There's the chat for everybody to be used to point out my failures and all that shit. And you can even give me your money. Speaking of money, where's my money, bitch? Yeah, next news tomorrow, 10 a.m. I hope you have a great rest of your day, because for many of you, the day just started. You're getting into the maybe lunch. Have a good lunch then. And somebody's going to go sleeping very soon. Ever eaten? Aussie. We have Aussies here too sometimes. Thank you for being around. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I just saw something. Let me see if I can fix it. I should be able to fix that part. Give me a sec. Because I reinstalled everything, my whole system. I haven't changed like the IDs of my stuff. I'm gonna roll the credits once more. If you give me a second or two. Credits roll. There we go. Are you ready for your name on screen? Hopefully that works normally. Ah, you cocksucker! It didn't work. Had the old ID in OBS. Sorry. How about I just read out some names here? Thank you, FP. Ouch, my junk. Salty Bear. Godzilla. DH Godzilla 1, that is. The Brew That Do. Neurodivergent one. The original Next Level Gaming. Beepster was here. Ever Eden. Haste Zealot got in at the very end there. And maybe I missed a name here. I'm sorry for that. John Thunder, of course. John Thunder on YouTube, and thank you for being around.